Hey everyone, my name is Radical and welcome to a bit of a different video today. Today I'll be doing a discussion video on the 30th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog. This will be split off in a few parts with a personal story of my adventure with Sonic the Hedgehog, as well as the movie, as well as its sequel, Sonic Prime, and new game content coming along the way. This is a bit of a different type of video I'm doing because I've normally only done gameplay videos so far. However, I want to branch out a bit earlier on, and I do plan on making more content discussion videos for E3, the Nintendo Switch Pro, well, unconfirmed as it is right now, and other topics and other companies like Valve, Xbox, and PlayStation. So let's get right into it. So to start off, I wanted to do a quick overview of 30 years of Sonic the Hedgehog. It has been 30 years since Sonic the Hedgehog 1 from 1991 was released on the Sega Mega Drive or Genesis if you live in America. And it's been quite a trip. Obviously I was only born in like 2002, so I've not been around as far along as a lot of other fans have been, but I've grown up with Sonic for most of my life, and since I was a little kid I've been playing Sonic the Hedgehog, and more specifically Sonic 2. I'll always remember when my dad got me a PSP, or it was a birthday or Christmas, it was one of those two, and he got me a copy of the Sega Mega Drive collection, which included Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. Now, I actually didn't start off directly with Sonic 1 because I didn't really care about the numbers, the number order of the games. I actually chose Sonic the Hedgehog 2 as my first ever game ever, I believe. And I chose it because of one reason. It was because there's this really cute fox character standing alongside Sonic. And obviously, I think you know who that is, and that's Tails. I think I'd make it very obvious, especially in the future when I'm doing more content, that I absolutely love Tails. He's one of my favourite characters in video game media as a whole, and don't worry, we'll talk about his representation and forces and stuff like that some other day, but not today. But I remember a lot of fun memories of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I remember always getting stuck, obviously, in the chemical plant water bit. You know what I'm talking about, and it'll be on the screen when I'm post recording. But I always died in that area, and I think a lot of other Sonic fans can relate. And you know, obviously I could never get past Chemical Plant. I only did it a few times. We got to Aquatic Ruin, or was it Aquatic Mine? I think it was Aquatic Mine. No, that's from Sonic Adventure 2. No, it's Aquatic Ruin. And even then, that was another water stage, so obviously I was going to die there as well. As you can tell, I'm very bad at water stages in the world. And I didn't care, honestly, that I was dying all the time. It was so much fun, and you know, I hadn't played any games at the time, so being able to play this brand new game, experience this whole new world, was really amazing to me. Now, unlike a lot of Sonic fans, I actually do grow up on the classics only. I actually did play a Goose game when I was little as well, so I was mixed between modern and classic gameplay, and that was Sonic Generations. I remember when I first got Sonic Generations for my Xbox 360, I'd been playing games like the Lego Indiana Jones for ages, but then I got Sonic Generations as a present, and I had recognised who the character was after playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on my PSP for ages. And surprisingly, I actually did really well on that game for like a few times actually. I got better and better. However, I always got stuck at the tiny boss fight. That was the biggest hurdle I had to pass when playing that game. It was so annoying. It was so annoying that I quit. Obviously, I played the rest of all the stages again, but the time meter fight I just couldn't do, and it was for the longest time I could never unlock Super Sonic. So I left the game for a while, and I eventually came back when I was much older, and I was rummaging through all of my my stuff, and and at the time the Nintendo Switch was releasing soon, and I was going to sell my Xbox 360 to put towards the money, as it was just recently discontinued, so obviously the price would go up a little bit more. So I thought, well, I might as well sell it. And when I was going through my wardrobe, I spotted Sonic Generations there, and I remembered, oh yeah, I never completed this game. So I put it back in the Xbox, and I played all the game again, and I actually beat it first try. You know, it just shows you how much time you spend playing games. Your experience gets way better. Now, moving on to the Sonic movie, I just want to give a quick opinion on the first movie. I absolutely loved it. Seriously. I know it wasn't too much like the source material, however, I absolutely loved how charming Sonic can be. Unlike a lot of people who were quite annoyed with characterization, you have to remember he's supposed to be a little kid. Tom was really funny. Eggman, Robotnik, that the film calls him, who was played by Jim Carrey, was absolutely fantastic. Oh my god. And Wade, I gotta give a shout out to the person that played Wade. He is so hilarious. I was laughing a lot when Wade was on screen, and I know it was silly jokes, but I couldn't help but just like have a giant smirk on my face. And just a little quick personal note: when I went to watch the film with my sister, my brother-in-law, my brother's girlfriend, and my niece, my 5-year-old niece, who I recently got into Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'll talk about that another day. When the opening credits was happening, and you know the Sega logo was popping up with all the games and stuff, everyone looked at me, everyone in my family, in my group, literally faced towards me, and they could see I had the biggest grin on my face. I just had an absolutely fantastic time with the film. And you know, when I found out that it did really well and became the best, the best rated video game movie, as well as the best grossing video game movie, overshadowing Detective Pikachu, I felt really happy. When I first saw the original trailer with pre-redesign, I was trying to be optimistic, but I had that worry in my mind. But when I watched the film, and I had so much fun, and seeing the rest of my family enjoying it, then it just made me smile. I also remember when I went and watched it with my mum as well, and she, who doesn't really bother with video games, she's very detached from them. The only video game she's ever played was Tetris and Candy Crush. So from telling you that, you already know what stance she has on games. But when I watched it with her, she actually connected with Sonic a lot, and she always asked, "Will Sonic find a friend?" and stuff like that. And when the film finished, she really enjoyed it, and I was quite surprised by that, because I thought, well, obviously she likes those animals come to the real, anthropomorphic animals come to the real world, so obviously she'll like it. But she really enjoyed it, and she even said she liked it more than Detective Pikachu. So I'm not trying to dunk on Detective Pikachu. I'm sure it's a great film. I haven't watched it yet, but that Sonic fan's coming out of me right now. So we already know about the sequel, and we've seen a lot of set photos. We know that a few scenes are going to take place in Green Hills. However, they've already wrapped up filming, and now they're doing voice actor work, which is quite surprising. I heard they are going to Hawaii as well, and a recent plot synopsis said that Tom and I can't remember the other character's name. I'm so sorry. But she's played by Tika Sumpter. But those characters will be leaving Sonic and Green Hills and going on holiday. And Sonic's fine with that. He wants a bit more independence there, which is quite weird, because that's such a quick change, unless it's like there's going to be a time skip. But I don't assume so, since Tails appeared at the end of the film. Spoilers, by the way. But we also know from the set pictures and as well as the plot synopsis, and we got a look at Knuckles the Echidna from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, and you know, going forward through the series. And I think he looks nice. I actually think he really looks nice, and I like a lot of other people have said he's got a mix between the Sonic Boom as well as the original design, with the buffy shoulders, but you know, same proportions. He's not overly tall or overly muscular, which is really good. We also saw a few set photos as well as set videos, and it seems there's actually a car chase in a city now, you know, and it's being followed by police and stuff like that. And I'm just having that idea that just imagine if it was Speed Highway from Sonic Adventure 1. That would get me really excited. I'm also hoping that they add a bit more Sonic music as well. In the teaser trailer they showed off, Emerald Hill was played as well, which made me think that maybe it was going to be an adaptation of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but no, it seems that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, and a little bit of Sonic Adventure 2, which I'll get in just a minute, will be the inspiration. So, you know, and in the plot synopsis it said that Eggman and Knuckles, who are teaming up, are looking for an emerald. Now, I don't know if it's going to be one Chaos Emerald or is this going to be the Master Emerald, and if so, why is Knuckles working with Eggman to find the Master Emerald? I thought it was the Guardian. Unless they really are just looking for one Chaos Emerald and they find the rest, or Knuckles thinks that's tied to the Master Emerald and he's, you know, that could happen. However, now we need to talk about something quite interesting, as in those set photos we saw some military troops. And now this isn't speculation, this is outright confirmed, because when you look at the trucks and you look at the vehicles and tanks, you can see a G logo. And that logo has a lot of elements of GUN, or gun, which first appeared in Sonic Adventure 2, and then appeared in a couple of other games like Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06. I am really intrigued what's going to happen with that. However, unlike a lot of other people, I don't think it's going to be characters like Shadow is going to appear in this game, in this movie. I think it's a bit too early for that. I think the third movie would be fine-ish, but I still think it's a bit too soon yet. I think the reason they're here is to establish more world building, so to tie it into whatever the third film's going to be. But that's all the information we know about Sonic the Hedgehog Movie 2. I will probably, hopefully, can do an update or another discussion video when we see a new trailer, maybe a reaction. But other than that, let's move on to the next topic of discussion. Sonic Prime is going to be the new TV show for Sonic the Hedgehog. It will be a 3D animation developed by Man of Action, who also worked on Ben 10, Generator X, and I think they worked on a Marvel property as well, but I can't remember which one it was. I think it would have been the Avengers one. And there is also a Canadian studio also working on it who make a bit more kiddie-ish type of programs as well. Now, what's interesting about this show is that this isn't going on to Cartoon Network or even Boomerang, which Sonic Boom was given the fate of, but it's actually going to Netflix in 2022. So this is quite interesting and actually gives the show a bit more of a chance. However, you know, just a quick, to sidetrack a little bit, there is actually quite a lot of Sonic shows on Netflix. I think Adventures of Sonic not Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, but Sonic Underground, Sonic X, and Sonic Boom are all on Netflix. Well, at least in the UK Netflix. So, you know, if Sonic Prime's going to be there, we're going to have 4 Sonic shows on the service. Now, when you look at what the people that are writing this talked about, they said that this was going to be aimed towards 6 to 11 years old, so a bit more of a kiddie-ish audience. However, they did say that the show is going to be aimed towards fans as well. There is also the fact that when we look at what they said about the plot, it is about redemption and Sonic trying to fix his mistakes, which is quite interesting as we haven't really had a plot like that in quite a while, if ever. The fact that Sonic needs to redeem himself is quite interesting. And we also know that there is going to be a multiverse type of deal. Now, I don't know if this is going to be like in Forces, where classic Sonic will be there and say that he's from another dimension, or maybe it really is a multiverse type of situation where they're going into different versions of you know, Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, would it be just original universes, or will it be ones from the games, like the Sonic Boom one, or Sonic Underground, Sonic X, you know, stuff like that? Now, that's all the what we know about the show, so we need to wait a little while later. However, all you need to know is that it's going onto Netflix and will be available in 2022, which is coincidentally also around the same time as the movie, so keep an eye on that. Now, our final topic of discussion is the game content coming our way. Now, before, you know, I want to say something about this. I want to talk about the wait we've had to experience for this, and this is going to be a bit more of a rant, not towards Sonic Team, but a bit more to the fan base about this. I don't understand why people are saying we're in a drought when we really are not. The fact is, we've had a movie, we've had comics, we've had game content from the release of Sonic Forces, the last mainline Sonic game. A drought is when there is legitimately no content between one game to another. A good example of that would be Rayman, who only got one mobile game and that's it. Rayman has not had a proper game since Rayman Legends. Heck, even the Rabbids have had more game content than Rayman, which is quite sad actually. But you know, the Sonic franchise, we've had a movie. We're going to have a show soon. And you know, we've had animated shorts on YouTube, we've had DLC, we've had games, Team Sonic Racing, and Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. We've had stuff there, so I don't understand why people are saying we're in a drought when we really are not. However, I can understand why people are worried about this wait. It was 4 years since Sonic Lost World Between Sonic Forces, the two mainline Sonic 3D Sonic titles, and look, as someone who does like Sonic Forces, I can understand the flaws it has, especially in the writing and gameplay department. And a lot of that development time was spent on the Hedgehog Engine 2, which was supposed to be a successor to the Hedgehog Engine, which debuted in 2008 with Sonic Unleashed, which, by the way, that game still looks fantastic, even in 2021. However, now we've had this wait, and it's coming along 4 to 5 years. I don't know if it's one between the other, and we've heard nothing. All we know is that the game is in development. There is a game in development made by Sonic Team. Takashi Iizuka said this in either 2018 or 2019 at the South by Southwest Sonic panel. I think it was in 2019, and he said it now was entering production. Keep that in mind. It's not saying that the games that were being developed in 2019 and onwards and that. No, it means it's been in development for around more than 3 years. Because games go through 3 periods of development: pre-production, production, and post-production. Pre-production is making the concept art and figuring out what the tone and writing of the game will be. Production means developing the models, the level design, and the textures. Post-production most of the time is voice acting as well as bug fixes. They said production, not pre-production, just production, which gives me the idea that they've been working on this title probably since 2018 by starting off making the concept art. And the thing is, they don't need to waste development time, as they've already made the Hedgehog Engine 2. And I'm sure that other teams at Sega have been refining it, because I know that I know the team that made Sakura Wars which came out on PS4 and PlayStation, not PlayStation, PS4 and PC. The Hedgehog Engine 2 was used in that game, and it looked really good. It looked a lot better than what we saw in Sonic Forces, and even then, Sonic Forces looked pretty decent in the graphical department, at least. So I don't understand why people are so worried yet. We haven't even seen the game yet, and Sega has admitted that they're going to spend as much time as they need. They're not rushing this project out, and from what we've seen from PR papers and stuff like that from magazines, the game is most likely coming out in 2022. And which would make sense on a business standpoint, as it will come out alongside Sonic Movie 2 as well as Sonic Prime. You will have three types of media supplied in 2022. You will have theaters having Sonic the Hedgehog there. You would have a TV show on Netflix, so Sonic's on the small screen, and if you're someone who plays games, you will know that Sonic is on the console you're playing on. It makes sense. It's not a stupid decision, and we need Sonic to do well. We want the franchise to succeed, and this is probably the most sensible decision that Sega will make when, business-wise, when handling this game. However, that's all we know about the game. We haven't known anything else. We know that the voice actor for Sonic the Hedgehog, Roger Craig Smith, has left, and there will most likely be a new one. And the writers of Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, Lost World, and Forces have most likely left. I think they were more on contract work, and their contract ran out, and they probably just wanted to leave. It's been 10 years. A whole decade since Sonic Colors came out, or around about then. And yeah, obviously people want to move on. And hopefully, look, I hope that the writers get, some good work after this. I hope they do well. I hope they're doing well. But, their writing for Sonic the Hedgehog wasn't the best. And I think a lot of people can admit that. And I agree with that. However, I don't think it's right to cheer that they're leaving. I don't think that's the right approach. I think it would be better off just saying, alright, see you later. That's it. However, we can celebrate that there's going to be new writers, and hopefully they don't overlook the character development that has gone through these characters since probably Sonic Adventure from 1998. Not 1999, 1998. Now, we actually do know one little bit of news about a game, and it is most likely coming out this year, and that is Sonic Colors Remastered, or Sonic Colors Ultimate, by the French listings that was revealed a few months ago. I think it was months ago. And again, we don't know much details about that, but it should be revealed soon. There was a leak from someone on 4chan, and I know it's 4chan. Don't believe anything you find on 4chan. However, it was quite coincidental, and it said that there was going to be a state of play this month. Obviously, there's still a few days left in the month, but June is next month, and that's when E3 and the Sonic Anniversary is happening. So maybe they'll delay the announcement just by a month to fit with June. But there has been a talk of a state of play presentation happening in May, where Sonic Colors Remastered or Sonic Colors Ultimate will be revealed. But that's all we know, and I don't want to talk too much about it because it's such a... I think it's very safe to say it's real, but we don't know anything about it. The least we can expect is that it's going to be a full HD 60 FPS experience for Sonic Colors, and I've never played Sonic Colors, so that seems pretty good, and I'd pay full price for it. However, some people are thinking that maybe the DS game will be thrown in there, which I've played and is really fun actually. But that's it. That's all we know. So I'm probably going to end this segment right here. So overall, from what we can tell, the 30th anniversary will probably be mostly just merch and comics. And that's fine. I think that's completely fine as long as the mainline game is getting the amount of work it needs. Because, you know, I think it would be more important to make a good Sonic game than a Sonic game that comes out on an anniversary. We've had games in anniversaries before. We don't need to have them all the time. So, you know, when Takashi Iizuka said that 2021 would be the year of Sonic, it really isn't. It really wouldn't be. I think 2022, with the movie, the show, and most likely the game, that will be counted as the year of Sonic. And hey, if we're gonna get a full year of Sonic content, not just on a console, but on TV and a movie, that is pretty good. That I'm not gonna lie, that is really exciting to think about. So thank you for watching this video. Again, this is such a unscripted video, more unscripted than most of my videos, and I will admit it was a bit of a test for my new mic. Again, but I want to thank you for watching this video, and if you watch the full thing, then really thank you so much for watching this. I'll see you next time, and have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.